welcome Mathias, and soon we will be able to officially welcome you to join the Umicore family. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Absolutely. So I'm first of all very honored to be here today and to be very soon part of the Umicore family. I'm 46 years old. I'm married since 22 years. My wife is a teacher and a business coach, and we have a 14-year-old son. I spent time mostly in three companies. Siemens, where I stayed 6 years. Then Siemens Automotive was taken over, was bought, so it didn't even change the company, by Continental, where I stayed 7 years, and now 8 years with Faurecia. During my career, I have done different assignments of different scope, always with increasing complexity and increasing size. Some of them were more on technology, on product, on innovation. Some of them more on manufacturing, on execution and operation. So I think I've gathered over the time quite a broad experience in terms of business management, international exposure, but also especially with the playing field of cleaner mobility and circular economy that is also very important for Umicore.
Marc, I'm also very curious to hear about your input. What strikes you about Mathias?
You know, when you have a conversation with Mathias, it becomes very quickly visible that he can deal with complexity in a fairly natural manner. He incorporates all dimensions, moving parts, and perspectives in a very fluent manner, and can derive the big picture from that in a very smooth manner. However, what struck me the most when I had the first face-to-face meeting with Mathias is his balance. The balance that he brings between enthusiasm on one side and serenity on the other side. And in a company, in a business like ours, this is of paramount importance.
And what was your first reaction when you were approached, and maybe also first impressions during your interactions with the company?
I was honored to be asked for such an important position, and what finally struck me is the history and the great track record of Umicore to transform itself in the last 20 years, started by Thomas and then continued by Marc, which is one of a kind in the industry. I didn't see this before, and I saw that there is enormous technological know-how inside Umicore. The people I've been interacting with really radiate that, but also a great sense of passion and motivation.
What made the supervisory board choose for Mathias?
In the end, you make a final choice, a final trade-off between various possibilities, and we chose for Mathias. And what I think played into that decision is, first of all, that we saw Mathias's track record of success, of delivering on his various jobs that he's had in the past, that he has also wealth of relevant experience, clean mobility in terms of leading that at Faurecia, but also his broad geographical experience, having lived in Asia, having led a global operation of 20,000 plus people in all continents. But also, of course, we looked at the human being, at the character, at the values, and we really liked his balanced personalities.
Marc, do you have any advice to Mathias?
If I had one piece of advice, only one piece of advice to give Mathias, I would say just take the time and truly take the time to go and meet our people and establish personal relationships. We have an amazing group of talented, creative and passionate people in this company across regions.
Thomas, before closing this discussion, I have an important final question for you as well, because appointing a new CEO, you said it already in the beginning, it's once in a decade, so very big step for Umicore. Does this also mean a new strategy, new direction?
Markets change, competitive landscapes change, opportunities change, challenges change, so strategies will need to continue to be refined, evolved, adapted. And that's the job of the management board under Mathias's leadership, to continue to propose adapted strategies in each of these competitive playing fields in the years ahead. And it's the role of the Supervisory Board to validate these strategies and to monitor their implementation.
Thank you for that, Thomas, and thank you, Mathias and Marc, for this discussion.